this is what I want to talk about. The look this person gave me, I mean, I do not wish to instill fear because I do not know enough about this. But I'm, you could say, slightly aware of energy signatures of different people. This particular person, when he looked at me, the first thing I noticed was that he did not seem to have an energy signature.
He did not seem to have a what?
He did not seem to have an energy signature which I would take as being human. Now, this is the first experience I have had of this nature. Prior to this, about 3 or 4 weeks before, I spoke to a young girl who I have reason to believe is quite sensitive to energies, and she had an encounter with another one of these people, so to speak. She pretty much described the same experience I had. Initially, I have to say, I felt a tremendous amount of fear that this individual was trying to put into me. I managed to block it off very quickly, concentrating on joy, and from within, it did several other attempts in the same night. The individual, who I don't know, he had very piercing blue eyes. He would cross the room over and stand very close to around my aura, and he tried again to reach inside of me. Now,
what was your assessment of this individual? That he was, did you say, you
No.
thought he was a master?
No, he definitely wasn't a master. Now, my question pretty much is, because light is increasing and angels are coming down, so people say, and darkness is increasing as well, is there a possibility that these, call them dark people, are getting very much attracted to those people who embody light? And does this pose a serious risk to those who are on the path of light?
Well, I don't know that I can answer that, but I don't think we should be afraid of such beings or such forces, because we are, each of us, an expression of the soul. And that soul within us is all the light and protection we need. What we need to be afraid of, I think, is losing our way in the pursuit of selfish, materialistic endeavor. So long as we remain oriented toward a life of service and a life of loving compassion and cooperation with the larger goals of humanity, we needn't be afraid. There are far more powerful beings than we are that I think can deal with any evil forces that are on earth. I want to leave enough time to have a meditation together to complete our work. Maybe one more question?
Thank you. I want to come back to the problem of evil. Perhaps it follows on the previous question. There seem to be two main approaches to evil. One is to regard it as due to ignorance. Mm-hmm. Now, this is a benign interpretation because it suggests that with the spiritual evolution of mankind, we'll all see the light, and this will reflect the nature of the Supreme. The other approach is perhaps to suggest that evil is something palpable, perverse, intended, and an aspect of consciousness, very different from the notion that it's ignorance. I think you were touching on that a bit yourself. If that is so, I wonder what Alice Bailey has to say about how this derives or emanates from the source of all creation, the divine. Do we have to regard this as an intrinsic aspect of consciousness? So I'd be interested in that point, please.
Yes, that's a very profound question you raise, and I have to admit that I don't begin to fully understand the nature and the cause and source of evil. There are different degrees to it, however, and in terms of our experience here on Earth, we're told that the evil forces that exist on a cosmic level are shielded from humanity by the hierarchy, by the masters of the wisdom, and there's a reference to that in the Great Invocation. But the evil that exists within our world, and which finds an inlet through human selfishness and separativeness and bias and prejudice and hatred, this level of evil we can deal with, and we are responsible for counterbalancing with a greater degree of love and inclusiveness. That level of evil we are responsible for responding to. I notice today that a lot of people are uncomfortable with the idea of evil. They don't want to believe that it exists. Like you say, that it's just an expression of ignorance and that we'll all evolve out of it. But the writings of Alice Bailey do say that evil is real. Why God permits evil, I cannot answer. It's one of those great questions that we have to just hold in mind. I cannot begin to answer that one. But we will refer to the sealing of the door where evil dwells when we say together the great invocation, which I would like us to do to complete our work after a brief meditation on the soul. I was hoping that we could pass out the card of the great invocation for those of you who don't know it. We have them here. A few industrious people will be coming down your rows with cards. It's just going to be a very brief meditation on sensing the quality of the soul, we are going to be working with a slightly different wording of the great invocation than the original wording, simply because many of us are here from different spiritual traditions. We will be sounding the adapted version, which is slightly different. The original wording is available also in card form on the table over there for those of you who want it. Our keynote for our brief meditation will be the line from the Bhagavad Gita that I opened my remarks with. That statement of Krishna which says, "Though I am unborn, the soul that passeth not away, though I am the Lord of beings, yet as Lord over my nature I become manifest through the magical power of the soul." So let us close our eyes and envision our oneness as a group here tonight, linked as the soul with the soul of humanity as a whole. And with the kingdom of souls, the hierarchy. Let us envision the line of light and love that unites all human beings with the kingdom of souls as one expression of the consciousness of God on earth through the soul. And for a few moments, imagine, using your highest creative imagination, the expression of the soul through you, through your life, through your relationships, through your thoughts, through your work and activity. You see that light and love of the soul linking you with your fellow human beings throughout the world and lifting the quality of all life on earth. And let us say together quietly and in unison the great invocation, followed by the sacred word, the Om, 3 times.